castle, fighting the telepathic monsters, and we ended up finding a girl who we found out's name is Jinnah. I don't have it written down, but I'm pretty sure she was the king's daughter.
Yes.
In that, we had to carry the unconscious girl over my shoulder through the castle, through the courtyard, and then through the city, which raised some suspicion. But through lots of persuasion, we got to where we needed to go, which I believe was the library. Severo offered sex to the guard, didn't work. And then Sonia ended up persuading the guard that we needed to find Bofa, which saved us. And keep in mind, Severo is wearing a dress whenever he was offering sex to the guard. And
sounds about right.
Pretty ridiculous it didn't work, but okay.
It is pretty ridiculous.
I mean, it
was a very
sounds
nice
like
dress.
so.
And then Luco flawlessly pounds the keys. If anybody remembers that, I had completely forgotten and then read it in the notes. So it's a nice.
Wait, what do you do?
Pounded the keys flawlessly. He rolled a 20 on his check for if he could play the piano, and apparently he fucking could.
Oh yeah.
Oh, here's another one that I've forgotten about. Several attempts to use the globe as a treadmill, fails his jump and falls into the brutish arms of Cross. Cross gives Severo a safety forehead kiss. He blushes and Cross sets him on his feet. That happened right before the piano.
I do remember that.
I remember that.
They shared a moment.
Oh, and this was also where Severo almost died.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Very, very close to dying.
Listen to Ash
Not even close.
Still had 1 HP to share.
Lost a cheek.
Oh, that's right.
Which cheek was it? Because it wasn't your sigil on one of your cheeks.
Yeah.
That's lore now.
I couldn't tell you. I don't remember.
That'll make it. It is on a cheek, and that'll definitely make it to the history books. That because he has sigil, the cheek didn't get ripped off. He saved his cheek from the sigil.
Should we roll to see what the outcome was?
What's that?
Should we roll to see what the outcome was? Like roll a D100, and if it's like 1 to 20, he lost the cheek with the sigil on it, which would be a fun quest to have to go find that again. If it's 21 to 50, he lost it partially, or he didn't lose it fully, but he lost like part of the cheek that the sigil's on, but he still has the sigil, and anything above that is the opposite cheek of whatever he's on, or whatever the sigil's on. Do you tempt the fates?
I'm just trying to make more quest lines.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do it, go for it. Roll 1D on 100.
Roll it.
We'll see what happens.
Roll it.
Or 1d2 to see left or right cheek.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we're going for Severo's cheek. Yeah.
So add that to a side mission.
Yes.
Yes. Recover Severo's cheek.
Severo's sigil is literally not on his body anymore. So we're going to have to go find that.
You're probably going to need that, yeah.
Wildly important, I imagine.
And I do recall there being... Maybe not. Maybe I'm wanting this to be happen, but I'm sure the castle had dogs, didn't it?
Sorry, say that one more time?
Did the castle have dogs in it that could have possibly
No,
picked up
it
and
didn't have. It didn't have any dogs. It had the intellect devourers and zombies. So
that's right.
Into the
I don't think
zombies.
they removed.
I'm pretty sure
Well, I
it
think
was
actually you guys
that
killed all the
thing.
zombies.
It was that
Yeah.
big ass thing that was in there. Some woman.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yep. And we all ran and you went running into the other room to go steal more stuff.
I had time.
Ooh, she has the cheek.
Yeah.
Your cheek didn't.
She's the one that like slashed it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Well, next time we run into her,
So it could just be on the ground.
could be.
It's either on the
dust.
ground or she's like wearing it as a necklace or something.
Her hope is wearing it as a necklace.
It's an earring or something.
Earring of a cheek.
The big ass earring.
Cypher, our last encounter, you left a piece of you with me. No.
She sniffs it.
He said, hey, yo, hold up.
That's what you got? Oops.
Yes, indeedy.
All right, so after that, you guys out in the Zeppelin, and are you all on roll? Yeah, you're all on roll 20.
Yep.
So you guys on the Zeppelin, and you headed south and west away from the cheek taker. You talked to Bofo, and he was you guys discussed that you need to find Brisea, you need to find a team, and you need to find whoever the new sigil bearer is, but you weren't able to decipher who that was. So after a long journey on the Zeppelin, you guys arrived. And if you see, there's a little blue square on the map, bottom left corner, like a
Mhm.
little island. That's where the Zeppelin brought you guys.
Jeez.
So you flew over that
They flew a
portion
long
of
way.
water, and then as soon as you see the land, you see a forest. It's a rather small forest, but you guys fly over it, and that's I forget their gnomes' names. There's Bofo, and who's the other one?
Hamza?
Hamza. And Hamza was the magic guy, and Bofo was the professor, right?
Yeah, librarian professor dude.
Okay. Yeah, so as you fly over, Bofo points and says, that's the forest that you'll find, per se, and a lot of the Fae live in there. And he flies over the forest, and then he lands in a plains area. There's no town in sight. There's open plains. You can see there's like animals and some trees and little like ponds, but it looks uninhabited. And then to the northeast of where you landed, you see the forest, and the trees are extremely tall, and it's kind of cloudy over the top, and it's a little dark. But from inside the forest, you can see like different lights glowing, like all different hues of like blue, green, purple. But it's a small walk away. You guys been traveling for probably about a week with on the Zeppelin to get to where you're at now. You guys rested, ate. You guys remember the lore that Bofo and you guys spoke about a little bit? Do you need a recap on that?
Please.
So he went over the reason why you need to go find a team in Brisea is the sigil bearers are the only ones that can defeat the demons, right? So Sona was, and Soto talks about this. She was the one that she was hearing this demon talk to her like telepathically the entire time they were in the castle, and that's Sona surmised that was hers to defeat. Like she needs to do the killing blow. So you need to find the other sigil bearers to be able to defeat all of them. In case you encounter one where it's a team's or Brisea's or the person that you haven't been able to find yet because it's not a new individual. So that's why you started off on this adventure, and you're currently in going to where Brisea is known to live, to try and find her. Then your next stop would be either try and find information on the new one or find a team. So you have landed. You're all very well rested. You can go ahead and put your HP to full, all your spells to full. You are 100% HP and fully rested and ready to embark on your next part of your journey.
Do we get our hit dice back?
What's that?
Do you get our hit dice back?
Yep, everything. Yeah, you can get everything back.
Okay.
Because you guys traveled for, it was over a week. You guys are fully rested. So, I mean, it's up to you guys what you want to do next. To describe where you're at, as I said, you're on in like a plains. The Zeppelin landed, and Boa said it's not going to be able to fly for a little while. They need to scrounge up some supplies from towns to the west to be able to get the Zeppelin to fly again. And then as for where Brisea is, she's to the northeast. As you can see, there's like a there's trees here. That's the forest. He nicknamed it called the Infinite Forest, but if you guys have a map and you look at it, it's called the Bloom Pixie Forest.
Say it again.
Bloom Pixie Forest. He nicknamed it when you guys were flying over top Infinite Forest.
Gotcha.
All right.
And then additional thing, since we've been flying for a week, I've probably been reading those books. I forgot how long I had to read one of the books before I could learn.
I think it was just about a week or so. It wasn't too long.
Because I have 3 different ones. So do I just pick one of them from the 3, or?
Yeah, I'd just pick one.
Okay. I'll work on that. You guys can keep rolling.
So what are we doing?
While we've got the spare time, we could go adventure. Look what the world has to give us. Bring some peace to the not so peaceful lands that we're in.
Find something to fill my cheek hole.
Yeah.
We could find something.
Your cheek hole.
You need some
Like a peg leg for a cheek.
wooden cheek.
Get him a
We
wooden
do
cheek.
need to
I
find
like
a prosthetic.
a prosthetic cheek. Berkeley.
So I guess
I'm sure we
that's
can find something, some object to put in place.
I'm just gonna start walking north.
All right, you guys are heading towards the forest where Briseis said to live.
Yes.
All right, hold on 1 second. All right, so this is you walk through the plains a little bit, and then you get closer and closer to the forest, and you can see the a path that's opening, and it's very dense forest, and you can see all the colors that are coming from different like flowers, trees, and plant life. Even the water seems to have like a glow to it, so the forest is very bright. Even though from the top the sun doesn't actually pierce through the trees, it's illuminated from the vegetation and wildlife that lives in the forest. As you're approaching the forest, you see before you get to the very entrance, you see some satire children and some other small creatures that you can see from make out from a distance. They all run into the entrance as soon as like you're within eyesight, and then as you get closer and closer, you approach this opening. So Bofo left you with no instructions. He just said you have to find Briseis somewhere in here, and this is the path that you come across.
Oh, fun.
I'm gonna fill up my vial or water skin with some of that water.
All right, so you guys are going in and starting up. So you enter the forest and you go ahead and you see there's a lot of roots, so you just got to watch your step. And you fill up the water. As it goes into the water skin, the glow disappears. It no longer glows while it's in the water skin. It's only glowing while it's in the stream itself.
I'm gonna drink some of the water then, while it's
You
glowing.
you're just gonna drink from like the stream itself.
Yeah.
Okay. You drink from the stream, and as the water runs like down like the side of your mouth, the glow disappears. Doesn't seem like once it leaves the little stream pond that it's in, that it glows. It only glows while it's inside.
Well, the pond is pretty cool, so we'll have to figure out more about that later. Do we want to follow the kids or follow the stream?
Yeah, that's a good question.
And children is usually a bad.
Were they giggling maniacally as they were running away?
Were they holding knives?
They're really
You can
dumb.
you weren't able to see it. It was too far to be able to see if they're holding knives. You couldn't really hear them either, but you do notice you're in the forest and it's pretty quiet. There you can hear some chirping from insects, kind of like crickets or like cicadas. You can hear that, but you don't hear any voices. And for the most part, it's pretty quiet. The kids ran up to the left of the trail, You can kind of see how it goes up to the left,
Here.
and then the stream is in front of you, and that there's an opening there as well. Like as the water travels down the earth.
Children, return at once.
You call out to them.
Yes.
You call out to them, but they don't respond. You just hear rustling of leaves as your voice echoes through the forest, and you can tell they start hustling away.
And kids.
We follow the stream.
Bushwookers are my kind of people.
Alrighty. Well, let's follow the stream. So
Yeah,
it's got to
on
show
the
us.
stream.
You guys are going the stream. Okay. So you follow the stream. It's a lot more of the same environment. That you have flowers glowing and growing all around the stream, and the trees looming over the top. It's a huge, dense forest, and luckily, I think only person that doesn't have dark vision is Sona, but you're able to see because it's well lit from the vegetation. You travel forward more and more. The stream just kind of keeps going until you get to you're starting to travel kind of uphill. And then once you get to the top, you see a pond with like a dam that was built into it. You can't tell if it was made by people naturally or by animals. But some down trees and stuff blocks the water so it doesn't flow out, and it has a small trickle that gives the stream life. And then around the pond, there's more and more trees. They're all covered in moss, and they have purple flowers growing up the side of them. All of them are pointing towards the water, so they're not. All the flowers are growing on the sides of the trees that are towards the pond itself.
I'm gonna dive into the water, see if there's anything inside of it.
You're diving into the water.
Indeed.
Okay. You want to roll just D10 for me?
Indeed. Nice.
Hold on, where are you? Oh, you got 9. Okay. So you you dive in, and then you feel something very heavy pulling from your coin purse. You feel like it's heavier before. It feels like something's like pulling it down to the bottom of the pond.
So I'm in the water right now, correct?
Yes.
Can I look around at my surroundings, see if there's anything that can make me understand why my coin pouch is pulling towards it? Do an observation check, or
yeah, you can do different checks. What kind of checking you can do, and what are you looking for exactly? You just got to be a little specific on it.
Well, I'm assuming if it's pulling it down, there's either something magical, like a magical entrance, or there's something sucking the water to it. So I'm just gonna do an investigation, even though it's probably gonna be bad for me. Damn it.
So yeah, you can tell something's happening, but you don't know exactly what it is.
I'm gonna swim back up to the top.
You're going to land, you're saying?
Yeah, I'm just gonna crawl back up on the land, defeated, let them know what's going on. Someone's pulling my coin pouch. I'm sure Severo's not gonna like that.
Yeah, go ahead. You talk to each other then.
Someone's pulling my
Yeah.
coin pouch.
I'm gonna harvest some of that glowing purple moss stuff for analysis.
I'm gonna take a coin out and flip it into the pond river stream and see where it
Several
goes to.
catches said coin. And
So
Midair.
you
Taking
when you open
acrobatics
your
for that.
when you open your coin purse, you notice that the amount of money you had in there is actually double now.
Oh,
Mm.
damn!
Yeah, got that
Caught that
coin.
motherfucker.
So whatever your gold was, oops, your personal gold, go ahead and double it.
-1.
Minus one.
Minus one.
You throw it into league, and then someone's gonna grab moss.
Yeah.
Okay, so as soon as you remove the moss from the tree, the glow, it was glowing a dark green. The glow disappears, and it just becomes regular moss in your hand, from what you can tell.
Ordinary ass moss. All right, well, my coin pouch doubles, so something's magical as fuck about that stream. Sorry, I dropped my starburst.
All right, so then we're gonna have to dip the dead plague rat in there to see what happens.
I'm completely fine with that.
It comes alive.
Oh God.
Go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
Cross get rid of smite that plague rat.
A 10. Okay. Hold on 1 second.
Comes out gilded.
Comes out with a mohawk.
So what exactly did you do? You just chucked it in there, or you?
No,
dipped
no, I lightly dipped him in there. He's my
He's
precious
still in the
thing.
rapier.
Yeah, this is still, he's still the whole sword to the handle.
So as you dip it in, the plague rat does come to life, but not in the sense that it's still alive. So it's now an undead plague rat. So it starts hissing
Okay.
and squirming, but it's a lot more slow and sluggish looking than a regular
that
rat.
technically means I should get a damage modifier then, right?
You have a zombie rat right now in your hand.
And a familiar. Several has a familiar. What's its name?
I don't think that's a familiar, but okay.
Yeah. So the rat's squirming and trying to get free, and it's also snapping at you.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
shit.
no. We pet its head, and it listens to my commands for sure.
Finally.
We've
You're
been
gonna-
through too many
Make sure it
things.
doesn't bite you.
You're gonna try and pet the zombie rat on the head.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh.
There's an
makes
animal
interesting.
handling skill.
There's several, right?
Yep. I got a good old -2 in that one, so it should go very well.
So, yeah, roll animal handling for me, please.
Oh, let's go to this. That's
Oh,
not bad.
You pet the rat's head, and as soon as you touch its head, it snaps at you, but you're able to pull your finger away in time. And then you pet it again, and it's dead gray eyes that have black sludge that were oozing out of it.
Soft, right?
Look up at you, and its whiskers twitch, and then it just stops trying to bite you.
It just sees love.
And you feel the warmth in your heart as you two make a connection at the magical glowing pond.
Now has a familiar. Got it.
So you have it's your, I wouldn't call it your familiar, I'd call it your
Repair
diseased
damage.
Diseased rat.
I'd call it your diseased zombie rat. So I don't know if you want to, how you want to handle that, where it's not going to eat your friends or bite your friends, but that it doesn't seem to want to bite you.
Well, that makes me think that I need a poison modifier then for my weapon.
Is it on the rapier still?
Oh yeah.
It's a real rat mistake. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, the
Holy
rat on a
steak.
stick.
You stab someone and then the rat just bites someone.
Yeah,
F.
poison modifier.
We'll see what that looks like when the time comes.
All right.
What is the name of the rat?
He didn't name it yet.
It needs a name. You can get back to us on it.
Okay.
But we need a name by the end. Remind me so I can put it in the log.
Mortimer.
Well, shit, if it brings back several plague rat, what else does it do?
So
Anybody else got anything cool?
We'll stick an ass chick in there. So you can bring that back.
What are you
That's not a
sticking in?
bad idea,
His
honestly.
ass cheek.
Oh, give me
Sure,
Hold
why
on.
not?
Can you roll me a D100, please?
I wish would have a rat for an ass cheek.
What'd you get? A 25. All right, and then roll. Let's roll a D50. Let's see what we get here. It's gonna be fun.
God.
Fucking with the magic pool right now, y'all.
So you roll a 29.
Yeah, okay.
What? So, you dip your missing cheek in there, and you're not really sure what happened. It glowed around your cheek, and then nothing happened after that, as far as you can tell. That's all I got for you right now.
Is there anything notable, like any shine or?
Nope, nothing notable. It went
No
in there,
flag
it glue, and then that was the end.
Glue.
Glowing butt. All right. Can I do an Arcana check on his butt?
Yes, you can.
Severo, get over here.
Regular Severo action right now. Yeah, so you're able to check, and you definitely tell something enchanted on it. Whether it be good or bad is still to be seen, but something happened for sure. There's a lasting effect.
Deborah, will you climb up that tree and jump off and land on your butt? See if it gives you no fall damage.
Or if I bounce.
That too.
I mean, we
Only
can
one way to
just
find out.
smack it. No, I don't have to do.
I want to see him climb up the tree, jump off.
Oh, no.
Damn!
Are you really doing this?
Oh.
Oh no. So yeah, you jump out of the tree, and as soon as your butt touches the ground, you break the bone of your butt.
Well, go back into the pond.
Oh my god.
I don't know if you want to go back in the pond or not,
Sure.
because it's had different effects so far on different.
What else could happen? I mean,
Oh, God.
Well, he can't walk because he just broke his tailbone.
Yeah, he's
I can walk. I didn't break a leg. It's just a little sore.
I'm gonna. Do I need to pick him up and put him in there?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
We'll lower Severo.
Does anyone want? Are you guys sure you want to put him in the water?
Yeah.
I mean, wait, he's injured now. We just got here.
Because I'm holding Severo in my arms. I look
Look
him
at
in the eyes
their
and I
eyes.
say, "Do you want to go back in the pool?"
So you.
Yeah.
Did
All
anything, did anything happen to the
Without
crossing you went in?
We'll lower him.
So you went back in the water, and your entire body started glowing just like last time, and then nothing
Perfect.
happened.
Oh.
Okay. How's your butt
Um,
feel?
Slightly better.
Perfect. I'm gonna throw my net inside of the water.
Okay.
Let's just chuck everything in there.
So
Gosh.
you throw the net in the water, and nothing happens. No glow. The net just lands in the water and floats.
Apparently, my butt took all the juice out of the river.
Yeah. So let me ask Luca, is anything wrong with Cross since he dove in?
That is true.
Yeah. Can I do another Arcana check to see if anything happened with him?
Sure. You have advantage because you already did Arcana check on this source.
Okay.
Ooh.
You rolled good anyway.
Right.
Yeah. So he has no lasting effects. But as you like searching, you see the bag. The bag was affected by whatever the magic was. That was on his person, and that is the only lasting effect. Is the coins are doubled inside the bag. And from what you could tell, those coins are real. They're not like an illusion.
Severo, give me your coins real quick.
I don't know about that.
Here. I'm holding my
All
pouch
money.
open. Just toss one in. Let's see what happens.
toss one, and you just want your coin back.
No. Try it.
There's several.
Throws one copper
Also,
piece.
you're gonna have disadvantage on acrobatics, any kind of dodging, because you have a broken coccyx right now, and you can't really move very well. And
Some
your stealth is also going to be disadvantaged because it's hard to sneak with a broken butt.
You'd
Maybe
be
that-
surprised.
Let's go find the children.
Yeah, that's probably the better.
Can you help us fix this? Oh, we're gonna get arrested in this forest somewhere.
So what are you guys doing? You leaving the glowing pond?
I don't know. I feel like we've exhausted all of our things we can do with the pond, unless someone wants to go in real quick and see if there's anything down there.
I don't know if I want to. Let me see if I have anything that I want to shove into the water real quick before
Your
I.
eyeballs.
Same.
um, and maybe shove my dagger of accidental healing in there and see if it makes it better.
Can't get worse, right?
Make it
Sure.
worse. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you
dip
just-
my dagger in there to see what happens.
Yep. You dip it in there and nothing happens. No glow. Just dips into the water.
Still just as useless. All right, I'll put it back in my bag.
When you dip it in, does your hand get wet or no?
Most likely.
All right, roll a d100, please.
Here we go.
68. Roll another d100, please. I'm excited about this one. 80. All right.
Damn.
Oh boy. So I'll keep this in mind. I'm gonna put it in a note for myself, but your body glows as your hand touches the water, and then the glow dissipates, and you can't sense any lasting effects.
This river's some bull
But
crap.
you have a sense of dread now every time you look up at the sky.
So everybody's glowing but Sonya right now.
You have
Should we just
learned of
throw
your
her
fear
in?
of
Please don't
birds.
throw me in.
Dear birds.
I will put
It
my
could be good.
I will put my removal rod in. See what it does.
It just holds on. I just imagine you like both arms and legs wrapped around the rod as we're trying to pick you up.
Yeah, you dip the rod and nothing happens.
Okay, great.
Alrighty, let's go find the children.
Are you backtracking?
Should we?
Don't know.
I'm
Is
just
there-
asking. You'd either backtrack or you just walk through the woods. There's no path.
I mean, we only made it about 5 feet, so.
Yeah. I think we should.
No, this walk was much farther than 5 feet.
Okay.
You guys
We're
followed
way
this
down
for you guys followed this for at least like 20-30 minutes before you ran into the pond.
Well, do we want to explore the pond more, or do we want to go find where the children are hiding?
Let's
So
go.
everyone went in except for Sona, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Got it.
It just has random effects. Just pool of wild magic is what it sounds like.
Have a feeling we're all gonna regret this.
Probably.
Well, I think it sounds like crosses didn't sound so bad.
Well, no,
That's
because
good.
you got so much money.
Yeah.
And my whole body.
Do you want to explore around the pond, or go back, or go forward?
Let's explore around the pond before we go anywhere else. That's a good idea.
Can I do?
All right, so you guys walk around the pond, and you could see that a lot of flowers, all the trees, they kind of bend towards the pond, but you also notice that none of the tree roots are actually touching the water. No wildlife or no vegetation dips into it like a flower doesn't lean in. And you
There you
also
go.
notice that there's no the pond is glowing, but you can kind of see through it, right? You don't see any fish any like turtles or any other plants in the water. It's just water.
Can anybody see what's down there? Because I couldn't.
Well, from up top, you can only see to like the surface level, a little under. You can't see to the bottom. It's
Gotcha.
too deep to be able to see like that.
So we'd have to jump in.
But otherwise, around the pond, there's not much. There's like a 2 foot gap between anything and the edge of the pond, minimum.
Trying to take some moss and throw it in the water.
Yeah. That what you're gonna do?
Yeah. A handful of moss and throw it in the water and see what happens.
All right. So you take. Can you roll a D100 for me? Yeet.
What could possibly go wrong?
And now, can you give me another D100? Let's see what you got. So the moss touches the water, and as soon as it touches water, it ignites into a green fire, and then slowly sinks into the water and disappears.
Not great.
Right.
What if we went and talked to the locals about what the pond is?
Sure, you'd have to find locals, but you can
Yeah.
ask them if you find anybody.
Or talk to some children in the forest.
No children.
Oh,
Always
children.
we
a
have
good
an
idea.
we have an undead rat.
I have candy.
But yeah, that's what you found when you threw the moss in. What would you guys like to do next? You're just kind of surrounded by a bunch of plant life and a pond from Lugo's investigations. You can tell is definitely a magical pond. What was that roll? Pushes Sona towards the lake, but catches her.
We'll punch you.
Well, I'm good with going back to try to find where those kids went because they could probably lead us to somebody.
Yeah.
Can't be living out here on the run.
You're not gonna hear us say this often, but we're hunting for kids now.
We are hunting for children.
All right, so you guys backtrack. Takes another like 30 minutes or so, and you get back to the entrance. And then to the left, this is I'm sorry, the map that you have now is really just like a visual, so you guys can kind of understand like the colors, but this isn't necessarily what you're always going to see. Like
Fair
as
enough.
you travel, you're moving different spots. This is just kind of like an environment background. So you travel back, and as it took about 30 minutes to get back to where you were. You follow the stream, and you have the path up towards your left, which will be the direction that the kids ran, and then you have the other path, which is the entrance to the forest that leads back out to the plains.
Go find those children.
We're on the hunt for some child.
Okay, so you're walking that path.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You start walking the path. There's no sign of them. You can't visibly see them or hear them. So you're just walking along the path. How do you guys want to try and find them? You gonna keep following the path? Are you gonna what would you like to do to try and find these kids?
And investigate the ground for tracks.
Sure.
Ooh.
Hold on. Let me see what that I want to see what that would like. What you'd use for that?
Survival?
I would say survival sounds about right to me. Yeah, go ahead and do a survival.
Roll.
Oh, nice. So yeah, you you guys are walking the path, and then Sona notices off to her left, not too far from where you guys first started on this path. Maybe only like 5 or 10 minutes in, you see bushes that are broken, like the twigs. So it looks like someone ran through there. And it's safe to surmise that when Cross yelled out, the kids ran off the path through that bush. That or an animal recently broke through it.
It's life. We'll take it.
So you guys go through the bush and keep following the tracks.
That's up to nature, woman.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can.
Yeah, I'll follow. Luca will probably be looking to see if there's any like dry brush or anything like that nearby, just in case.
Don't set the forest on fire.
Just looking.
So you're looking to see if there's any dry brush. Surprisingly enough, in this forest, everything is vibrant and alive. You don't see any like down, down trees. The only down trees you saw were by that pond where the dam was. Everything else on your adventure so far, everything has been very vibrant, very alive. And there's no decaying brush. And in fact, the brush that you guys walk through as you got closer and you pass through it, seeing as broken, there's a glow inside. You know how twigs, when they snap, sometimes they have like sap almost inside of them. I don't know what necessarily what it's called, but that's glowing like a dark purple from the twig that broke in the brush. Which is something good that you're able to see because you could follow that. It's very easy to spot where whatever went through this brush, the path that it took, because you can continuously see the glowing purple coming from the twigs that are broken.
So just keep
But
following this.
nothing dead, no dead bushes.
Force doubts my abilities.
No dead bushes yet, then.
Yeah.
Not yet.
I guess we keep following the purple goo tracks. Broken trees.
I
All
also
right.
put in the rat name for your records.
Got it. I like it. Rat Damon.
That's awesome. All right, so you guys follow the trail of broken twigs for a little bit, and then you come across an opening in the forest, similar to when you first entered, and there was like a path. It's about 10 foot by 10 foot, an opening. You see 3 children standing there, and one's a satire, so it's a small, it's maybe about 2 feet. Another with wings, its back is towards you, and it stands only about 1 foot. And then another figure as well. You can't really make out what it is from where you're standing, and that's all. The child's also about 1 foot. The satire is a boy. The one with wings is a boy, and then the other one appears to be a girl from what you can tell. But they're all standing with their backs towards you and looking off into the woods.
Are they standing creepily or menacingly?
That would have to be an opinion. So they're just standing very still and all looking in the same direction. But
Could I sneak up behind them and whisper in their ear, "Hello there," like Obi-Wan?
you
I'm
can give a
hold
stealth
Severo
roll.
back.
You're holding him back, okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold Severo back. I'm like, we should probably let Sonya approach them.
Yeah.
Who stares at children with
Walks at children with decaying zombie rat.
Kids go, what's that smell?
As he sneaks, he goes, "Ow, ow, ow." So yeah, what are you guys gonna do here? You found the kids.
Yeah, they're just staring creepily at us.
Don't you
No, they're staring away from you guys. Their backs are towards you.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure they don't want to talk to me.
Probably not.
I'll be right behind you.
I guess I'll start moving towards it, most likely sticking my stick out to potentially just poke it as I inch forward.
Poke the kids.
I'll poke one of them. Be
Greeting.
like,
You walk up
hello
behind them
there,
and poke them.
forest children. Yeah, I'm just gonna gently poke one on the shoulder and be like, hello there.
You can't take my line.
They don't respond to you when you poke them.
Oh, great. Demon children. Yeah.
That's all.
I'll gonna beat it with my quarterstaff. No.
When words no longer do the trick, intimidation is the answer.
I wave my hands in front of them.
They don't. Are you in front of them now, or are you behind them?
I'm behind them, put my hands in front of them.
Yeah, they don't move.
I'm gonna walk around in front of them and make sure they have like a face and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So you walk in front of them. They have faces, but their eyes are gray. All three of
What are
them,
they?
and they're just standing there.
What are they
Um,
staring at?
Another entrance to the forest. Like, well, I'm sorry, another like pathway through the forest.
Do we see any,
So-
like, can we investigate? Do they have any injuries or anything like that?
Go ahead. Give me a. Is there a medical roll or something?
As a
Yes.
medicine.
Medicine. Yeah, give me medicine.
Nice.
They have you can see 0 injuries on them. They seem perfectly fine. Even the eye grayness, like you can see the pupil, and they're, from what you can tell, they don't look like they're actually blind, but their eyes are just gray.
They've got the
Can I-
same eyes as the people in the castle did.
And
No.
the dead rat. Can I have
They do
And the
not.
undead
Damien
rat.
stare into
Rat
their
Damien.
eyes?
They do not have the same eyes as the rat.
Ooh, do they have the same eyes as the people in the castle?
Nope.
Damn.
Nope. This is different.
Can you do an Arcana check?
Everybody's got dead eyes.
Yeah, you do Arcana check, sure.
Let's see.
Resident
There's
Wizard?
Luco. I'm sure as fuck not going to pass it.
Or a Resident Wizard?
I'll do it.
Wizard, we beckon.
I mean, are these? Are
What's
the
up?
kids like breathing?
Yep. You
Okay.
see that their chest is moving, they're breathing.
Medically, they are fine.
So you can definitely sense some kind of aura or presence around them. There's some kind of magic on them, but you're not familiar. It's nothing that you've actually encountered before. But you know that there's something magical in or on them,
Well,
or affecting them.
next step, we just go straight into that forest opening.
Can I try to pick one of the kids up and just like turn it sideways and see if it moves or?
Sure.
Kinda
Yeah,
creepy.
you pick up the kid and turn it sideways, and when you put the kid down, the kid's head snaps and looks up at you, and smiles, and a voice comes out of the child, but it doesn't. You feel like it wouldn't match them,
That's a
and they
demon.
say, you don't have much longer in the woods before you're lost forever. And then the kid turns his head away from you and stares back into the opening.
Demon child.
Mm-hmm.
I think that means we should either leave or burn this place.
I do have a tinderbox.
We have a walking tinderbox.
I am the tinderbox.
I am the tinderbox.
So yeah, you
I
guys are
made
just
my tinderbox into a bomb.
you guys are currently standing in that 10 by 10 foot opening. You have the path that you guys took behind you, which is not an actual path, just one that you found because of the broken twigs, and then there's an actual trail in front of you.
Well, let's check the trail.
All stepping. Hopefully, we'll get through it before we get swallowed by the forest.
Can I tie these
Right.
kids up?
Yeah, is that what you want to do?
Yes, I want
That is a great idea, Sonia.
All right.
This creepy fox is just gonna pop up behind us randomly.
So you tie the kids up. They don't fight back. They don't move, and they're just tied up to the
Who's
big
got
tree.
rope?
I think we all have rope, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah, you
yeah.
should all have rope. You're gonna lose probably half of it to tie them up.
Gotcha.
Whoever uses their rope.
I'll use my rope.
I got 10 feet.
I'll use my rope.
They
Hmm,
are very small children.
Yeah, they're very tiny. Because you can tell now when you're close to the other one. It looks like it's a gnome, very small, shorter than
Fucking
like
love
1 foot.
gnomes.
So you have like a gnome child, a satire child, and the other one's a fairy.
Yeah, just gonna tie them up, leave them, get them here.
All right, you tie them up, and where
Can
to
I
next?
check their pockets real quick?
Sure. You check their pockets, and all they have in their pockets are bread, mushrooms, and lint. So just some food and lint.
All right, I will eat the mushrooms and the lint.
Okay, you you eat the mushrooms, which is very risky, not knowing what they are, but it's fine. Luckily for you, these mushrooms are edible, and there's no side effects.
Aw.
And then the lint leaves a nasty flavor in your mouth, that of sweat and pants.
Sweet.
Sweat and pants. Like that.
Yep,
Classic.
classic lint flavor.
Let's get the shoes.
I love lint flavor.
That's the only gum I get.
Dirty mouth, clean it up with our new lint flavor.
So yeah, you guys head up the kids, and are you gonna go through that path?
Yes,
Can we take
indeed.
their shoes?
Wait, what?
Can we take the kids' shoes so we'll slow them down just in case they get out of the rope?
The good shoes left,
The
damn it.
legs off.
Well, the satire has no shoes because they have hooves.
Satire.
The fairy doesn't have shoes either because the fairy flies. So they don't really walk much. They more so like flutter around.
That fucking gnome.
And then the gnome does have a nice pair of like leather shoes on. If you'd like to remove them, you're allowed to do that.
We'll put it on the satire. So they're going to both be confused.
The shoes do not fit over the hooves.
Put him on his fingers.
You guys are terrible villains.
What are we doing?
The heroes of Mazmorra.
Yep, tying up kids in the forest.
Should we take the kids out of the forest at this point? I mean, they're
No.
probably trapped here.
We should probably backtrack again and throw them in the creek.
Don't go in the creek. It's up to you guys. You can take them back to Hamza, the blimp, or just leave them here.
It's gonna take too much time.
The
They'll
last
be
thing you threw
fine.
in the lake burst into flames. Just
Meh.
Great song.
Destroy the evidence.
Gnome shoes burst into fire. New single from Bullet for My Valentine.
What are you guys gonna leave them there and traverse through the open trail, or are
I
you
don't think
gonna?
they're going anywhere.
We're gonna
Yeah,
leave the
but-
children there with the gnome shoes on the satire's hands.
Mhm. All
And
right.
then we're gonna carry on.
Are you taking notes?
I am.
Okay, good.
Thank God. All right, so you guys start walking through the trail. It's how far are you guys gonna go?
I'm gonna go
'Cause the
5
trail-
feet.
Okay, so you guys travel about 5 feet, and there's really not much change between what you see when you enter the forest and all the other areas that you've walked around to what you're seeing now. It's just more colorful wildlife. You see a lot of red caps and blue caps growing out of the ground, and they're all glowing, and more of that moss. And all of them are pointed in the direction of the open trail. Like they have a lean to them, or they actually like lean towards the open trail.
Well, that's promising, isn't it?
I don't know. Something. So
Sure.
over here is sucking off the forest.
Well, I'll just keep continuing forward.
All
Till
right.
we run into some zigamites.
So you guys continue forward for a little while, and then you finally hear for the first time while in this forest a voice, and you hear it sounds like it's a little far away, but you can hear it now, and it's calling out. It's you can tell it's a woman's voice, and you hear it calling out Aspen, like as if they're looking for someone. Um, you just hear them calling Aspen over and over again.
What? Who is calling Aspen?
It's a woman's voice. You can't see them. You only hear them right now. They're coming from the way the sound's echoing. It sounds like they're coming from in front of you down the trail more.
I call out to this lady. I say, "Who's Aspen?"
She responds back, um, "Hello, where are you?"
You first. Who's Aspen?
Aspen is my husband. We lost each other, and I'm looking for him.
Is it a child by chance?
No, no,
All right.
we're adults.
All
Not
right,
a
we're
child.
good. My name's Cross Sinrock. Hello.
Well, you can't see them yet. You only hear their voice.
Well, then I speak to them.
Okay. They say, Cross, are you on the where are you? Are you in the trail or are you throughout the forest?
We're inside of the trail. Keep following my voice.
All right. So after about like 10, 15 minutes, you see a fairy fluttering through the forest. And you're able to see her and she spots you guys and she's coming towards you guys, flying slowly. Hold on, let me get you a picture real quick.
Nervously looks back at the children who might be named Aspen. That's why I clarified before I introduced who I was.
Hold on. So that's what the fairy looks like as it's flying towards you guys. You can see it has she's about like 3 feet tall, has butterfly wings and has a small bow, and she flies towards you guys. And once she lands in front of you, she starts panting. He says, "Oh, this is just terrible. I'm glad to see you guys, but not under these circumstances."
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. What is your name?
She looks at you, Cross, and says, "My name is Lily Bell. Most just call me Lily."
Where did you last see your husband, Lily Bell? Probably a bad question because we don't know where the fuck we're at. But
She says, "Well, you don't know where you are right now?"
Nope.
Nope.
She says, "Oh, this is," I said, "this is a terrible circumstance to meet under, but um, some children have gone missing in from our town, and my husband and I were sent to try and find them before the hag finds them."
Is there a reward?
crazy. We walked past some children. Looked like the forest fucked them up.
You mentioned this
She-
hag.
her face kind of, you could see like fear on her face. She says, "What do you mean the forest fucked them up?"
For 10 gold,
Well,
we'll tell
let
you.
me show you.
She looks at you guys in disgust and says, "This is a matter of life and death, and you're asking for gold? I don't have any gold on me."
Several, leave the going along at him.
I'm gonna start heading back towards the children, or at least looking
Yes.
back towards the children if we could still see where they're at.
We wave Lily Bell over to the direction of the children that the forest so menacingly move their nose shoes up.
Yeah, the force tied them up.
And while I'm showing her this, I'm dying laughing.
She says, "I don't think you understand the severity of the situation that we're in."
I don't think
She
you understand
says-
how funny it is.
She says, "Have you guys are? I can tell you are not from here. No orcs or elves or anyone of that lives in this forest."
Why is
Orcs
it
are the
cross
worst.
maniacal laughing that gave it away?
She says, "So you don't understand the danger that you're in right now."
Can you explain this danger? You keep saying this danger. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah. Well, so it's the hag of the forest. What she does is she steals she eats the souls of people that get lost in this forest. And the longer you stay in here, the stronger her holds. And I'm afraid I don't even know how long I've been in here for, but I'm afraid that if we're in here too long, the children will be lost in the infinite forest, and then so will we.
Well,
That's
let's
why
go grab
we have to find Aspen. We have to get back to Birdsburg immediately.
Well, luckily the kids are all together, so let's go grab them.
They're already tied up.
Conveniently, they're all together.
All together.
looks
Same
at-
forest.
She looks at you excitedly and says, "All right, we have no time to waste. Let's go before it's too late." You guys gonna lead her to
an investigation first if she is actually the hag.
Ooh, that's a great question.
do give me an Arcana check. And if anyone wants to do like an investigation check, they can as well.
Damn.
So you can definitely sense that she's magical, but you can tell also that she's not really putting up any spells. She just has magical aura. And then crossed with your investigation, you could see you can't really tell anything different besides she's just a fairy. You can't tell any difference if it would be the hag or the fairy.
So we can't tell if she has a necklace of children's teeth.
Nope.
It's
She
in
does not have a
Lily
necklace
Bell.
of children's teeth. Just her butterfly wings and her little fairy armor and bow.
That's your real name. Where's the hag at?
The hag? No one has seen the hag in a long time. She doesn't show herself. Hags don't usually show themselves.
Convenient.
They work with deception and trickery because I mean they're not warriors. They use magic deception to fool and lure people.
Can a hag shapeshift?
Yeah, hags can shapeshift into anything, really.
How do we know that you're not the hag, Lily Bell?
She looks at you. Well, how do I know one of you aren't the hags or all of you aren't? She backs up and says, "If I was the hag, I wouldn't put myself in this danger. No, wouldn't I just have someone else do it for me? The
Seems like
shells.
something the
I just
hag
send the
would
shell."
do. I don't know. Seems kind of haggish. Anybody else?
That's just
We're gonna have to have Rat Damon investigate this.
Rat Damon.
He's my
would you-
dead plague rat that lives on my sword.
She
It's
she
very
makes a
hard to
disgust
explain.
face when she sees the zombie plague rat on a stick, and she just looks at it. What in the world is that? What is this creation? What have you done to this poor thing?
Here we go.
It's Rat Damon.
Rat Damon sniffs at the fairy, and she kind of flutters her wings back and jumps back. And Rat Damon looks at you and gives you a rat thumbs up.
Ah,
Passes the vibe check. I like
tells me
Rat Damon.
everything I need.
She's good.
Zombie rat thumbs up. As it gives its thumbs up, its thumb falls off. I don't know if you want to pick it up and reattach it for him. That's up to
I
you.
will. Let me see what I have available to do that.
I'll check my back too.
so she got the rat thumbs up approval. I guess we'll take you to the kids.
That's all we need. All right. He's basically our ambassador at this point.
She looks at you guys. You're wasting time. We don't have enough time. We have to go.
Well, how are we supposed to know? Then show us the way out, Lily. Bell.
She looks at you kind of annoyed. If I knew the way out, I would have left already. I can't find
Well,
my way. I feel like I've been going in circles for hours.
What was that here?
Follow us. We'll take you back
Typical
to the
hag
pond.
move.
That is a typical hag move. I agree, but the
Mhm.
Rat Damon, you know.
We'll take her
Alright,
back to the
so,
kids.
You guys start heading back down that path. Did you take Rat Damon's thumb, or you just
Oh, of
you know
course
let
I
it?
did. I don't leave any
Okay.
part of him behind.
Wait, we should probably grab the kids before we leave. Did we already
Yes,
do that?
we're going towards the kids.
You're
Yeah,
going
that's
to
where
the
we're
kids'
going.
path.
Yeah.
I thought we were already at the kids because she saw the satire's hands.
No.
So you guys walk. You walk for a while. You follow the path back, and you kind of feel like something's wrong because you've been walking for like 30 minutes and you haven't found them yet. You haven't found the opening. and you haven't left the path either.
The forest left them like
Don't
right.
you forget that.
So it sounds like the forest is ever changing.
She
Alright.
she looks at you and says, "No, it's not that it's ever changing. It's just it is a magical forest, and I guess I'll tell you the story of the hag while we walk. The hag lived in this forest long before any of the Fae took residence here, and we don't know the origins of the hag and why she became the way she was, but what she does is she waits for adventurers to get lost, and and then she feeds off their soul, and that's how she's been living for as long as she has. But she doesn't kill anyone that she feeds off of. She just leaves them as lifeless shells of themselves. So they're, from what we can tell, they're alive, but
Like,
they have no emotions, no feelings. They just kind of stand there or do whatever she bids. And very few have ever seen her. And when they do, they're usually she's usually accompanied by Bander Hobbs or Bogarts. But ever since Persea was born, the sigils, we've been able to travel a little more freely through the forests and prosper because her sigil seems to actually protect against whatever the hag's magic is. But
The Lily Bell sigil?
No.
no, Persea's.
Per se, I can.
You mean Bree?
That's the satire girl from the first thing that was with the team.
Is
Gotcha,
her
gotcha, gotcha.
is Persea's nickname Bree?
Yes.
And she does play like a lute or flute or something?
Yes.
Okay, we're looking for her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's in town. She came back not too long ago. So we thought it'd be safe to travel, but people haven't come back, and then kids went out to play, and they've been missing. So me and my husband went to find them, but we couldn't find them. Now I've lost Aspen, and I'm just fearing that I've been in this forest too long that I'm going to be trapped, and the hag will find me.
I'd
Well-
like to ask a question real quick to her.
Yes. What
Hag
is it?
say what?
Is this
Last one we promise.
is this necessary? I thought you were bringing me to the children as well. I feel like we've been walking forever.
Well, on
Alright.
the bright side, at least you're stuck in here with us now. So if you become a lifeless shell, at least you have us. So
You
always
don't
bright side.
understand. If we get trapped in here, there is no leaving. No one comes back after she takes your soul.
Define soul, because
That's debatable. Well, I'm
So
gonna
you walk. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna look around, see if if there's an opening or anything like that.
Nope.
Kinda, fuck me, Jerry. I'm blind as a bat.
you can't even see 3 feet in front of you.
Lily, where'd you go? The hag magic.
So you guys continue walking for a little bit, and then you see a figure standing off in the distance, and it's standing right in front of this opening here where trees connect. You see the size of it. This person off in the distance, from afar, it looks like an elf, and it's standing there, staring off through that entrance.
I'd also like to ask this thing a question.
What thing? The fairy, or
Yep.
yeah? Go ahead.
Hag say what?
How many times are you gonna do this? I'm not the hag. If I was the hag, I would have already feasted on your soul. Okay.
That sounds
Can we
like
just
something
get
the
past
hag
this?
would say.
I'm gonna ask Lily, is your husband an elf by chance?
No, he's also a fairy.
Okay. Do you know any elves?
Not many elves live in this forest. Most of them, there's a couple, but most of the residents are gnomes, fairies, satyrs.
Not by
pixies.
choice, at least.
What do you
Sorry.
mean not by choice?
I mean, the hag probably got him. So we should probably be careful going up to this elf. The last time that we saw a creature staring into a forest void was those 3 children that are now lifeless shells. So
that word
um,
already.
She kind of clasps her hands together and says, "I hope we're not too late for those children."
well, those goes. Let's go talk to the elf.
All right, so you guys are gonna walk up to the elf.
Yes, cautiously.
Very cautious.
All right, you walk up to the elf. They don't move, and they're just staring through this opening.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn him around so he's not staring at the opening.
You turn around, and he looks at you, Sona, and then you see the eyes that they're gray, just like those children's eyes, but you still make out the pupils, so it's gray and black. And then the eyes go down to you, and he looks at you. It's a male elf, and he says, "The only way out is to solve the puzzles. If you can't solve the puzzles in time, you will be trapped here forever, like me."
All right, we're gonna have to use the rat and do another vibe check on this.
Yeah, the rat definitely gives it 2 thumbs down.
Ooh,
Not great,
that's
bud.
not good.
No,
You failed the
not
rat
fast
Damon
vibe
check.
The elf looks and says, "Passed from parent to child and shared between siblings, though it is used more by others. What am I?"
Can you say that one more time?
Yes, and I would prefer you guys not Google the answer because it'll definitely ruin the experience.
Won't Google it. I'm just writing it down for the log.
Passed from parent to child and shared between siblings, though it is used more by others. What am I? Lily looks at you guys and says, "Oh no, we've been in this forest too long. If we need to pass these trials, or we'll be trapped here forever."
pass from parent to child, but is shared by siblings.
Yeah, I'm gonna paste it so you read it.
Okay.
From parent to child and shared by siblings, although it is used more by others.
What am I?
Was that in Discord?
What's the failure rate of this? How many times? Do we get one shot or do we get as many as we need?
He doesn't answer. He just looks at you. Lily chimes in. I don't think we have. I think once we decide on the answer, that's the answer. But we could talk amongst ourselves. People have passed these trials. It's not all doomed, but it won't be easy. And we'll have to work together to come up with the idea to make it through.
Passed from parent to child and shared between siblings, though it is used more by others.
So Lily says to you all, what would a parent give to their child?
I mean, my thought is, what's this? Ask Louis this. Does she have a last name?
You what?
Does Lily have a last name?
Lily?
Yes.
Bell.
Her name is Lily Bell.
That's it.
Mhm.
Ask her. I don't ask her. Is it custom for fairies to have last names or some type of family thing?
Yeah, we have names. Why?
I mean, that's usually passed from parent to child.
Ooh, that's a
And
good fucking point.
Usually shared between siblings most of the time.
It's used by others.
Her wings flutter and she flies up to Sona, and like grasp her hands. She's like, "Sona, you're a genius. I bet you that's the answer." You guys want to go with that as the answer, or you want to keep discussing?
I mean, it's the best one we got. Let's give it a shot.
I'm good with that.
All right,
So,
you guys. What do you saying the answer is?
last name.
Or family name, whichever one.
Name. So,
Yeah.
The elf looks at you and smirks. That's only one of many. You have more to go. And he steps aside so you walk through the opening.
Good shit, Sonia.
That's part. All
Yeah,
I'm
nice
gonna
job.
get.
So it wasn't jeans.
It was not jeans.
I mean, the first part would have been right. The last part would have been questionable.
I thought jeans too.
So you guys walk through the opening. I'll be using Discord for the rest of the session.
Gotcha.
to post like pictures and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, you guys walk through the opening and continually traveling down. It's more of the same. Instead of the purple and blue, though, it's more green and yellow, glowing colors. That is until you get to the next opening, which is more of a bright green, and the yellow is starting to fade. And you come up and you can see for the first time since you've been in the forest, it's kind of a sunlight coming down from the top right over what looks like a monument or a tombstone or a rock that's sitting in the middle of that. And next to it, you see a small gnome standing, staring at the rock.
So you'll talk to the gnome.
Yep.
All right, as you get close to the gnome turns and faces you guys. It has the same gray eyes as before. And then you hear the voice from the child that you spoke to earlier. You made it through one trial, but you won't make it through. It's not just a rock. You made it through one trial, but that was easy. You won't make it through the rest. The gnome starts walking around the giant stone that's in the middle of the forest and just continues walking in circles. And as it passes, it says, "The more you leave behind, the more you take. What am I?"
Yeah.
So you guys say time.
Is it time?
Lily looks and says, "That could be it. What else do you think it could be?" Also, dumps. No, probably not. Probably not. Probably not dumps. I'd like time better than dumps for sure.
A matter of opinion.
As Severo's waving his hand in disgust.
The gnome keeps walking around the stone, repeating it over and over again. The more you leave behind, the more you take. The more you leave behind, the more you take.
I nudge the gnome.
He just continues on his path, not bothered that you interrupted it.
Oh, that is not time then.
Lily looks. You don't think it's time? That's good deduction since you made him stop his movement and he didn't seem to care. But what else could it be then if we don't think it's time?
The more you leave behind, wait, the more you leave behind, the more you take.
Yep.
Is it? What do you leave behind?
So the gnome, without breaking cadence or stopping, continues walking around this this stone, and it's starting to cause dents in the moss. From just the repetitive motion over and over and over again. The more you leave behind, the more you take, he says.
Steps.
The more you leave behind, the more you take.
It's like footsteps or something.
Is that what you guys are going with? Or are you going with time?
Well, if we gotta lock one in, I'm gonna go with time. But I feel like that one was wrong since the gnome didn't respond.
And he's
I don't
walking.
know.
Well, you gotta
Steps is
say the
pretty good.
answer. You gotta say the answer to him before he's gonna respond.
Okay. We want to go with
But
time?
also
Like-
dumps. I mean, if we're taking votes.
I say steps, maybe.
I mean, at the same time, he's walking in circles around a rock. So if there's any hint to it, it might be.
Because with time,
He's
the
moving
more you
behind
can't
it.
really leave time behind and take more, I should say. It's all the same. But
Ready?
steps,
Let's
though,
try steps.
the more you live behind, the more you take because you have to logic, I guess. I don't know.
Is that
I'm cool with steps.
is it your final answer? Steps.
Yes, I guess.
The gnome stops walking and stomps its foot. You must all think you're so clever.
Fuck you, hag.
You're
Say what?
you what? You still won't you still won't make it out. This is only the beginning. And the gnome bows and moves its hand, showing you the way to continue forward.
Well, mine's
So you come you continue walking down the path, and you're gonna end up running into another entrance point. And it looks like
yeah.
yeah, it looks like a heart hanging from all these trees almost. And at the bottom is a human holding a staff, and he's just staring at the heart looking tree mash, whatever you might want to make that out to be.
Tree madness.
Yeah.
Let's go poke the man.
You guys poke the man, and he turns and looks to you. He says, "I am the beginning of the end and the end of before. What am I?"
Now I feel like that's time. Or dumb still, but probably time.
Repeat that, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna post it for you.
Okay.
I'm the beginning of the end and the end of before. What am I?
Getting at the end. Hmm.
Beginning of the end. And the
Yes,
end.
you guys are allowed to discuss it openly until you say it's your final answer. Don't worry, I won't think you're telling me the answer.
Okay.
So with the last one, we had the hint of him walking around making the indentions in the earth.
Mhm.
What if the hint in this one is in the sentence the sentence itself? I'm the beginning of the end and the end of before. I can't really find anything but just an idea.
Are we going with infinity or maybe a heartbeat?
I'm the
Because there's a
beginning.
giant ass heart.
Yeah.
Heartbeat would be a good try.
Would it be the letter E?
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one too. E.
E.
Letter E.
We all just start yelling E at him. E.
The man looks at you and goes, "Well, that one was easier than the last."
Keep making excuses, Hag.
So she says, "For sure, you will never get this next one."
So it whispers
As we
like,
walk off, just flipping the Hag off.
someone said that wasn't your answer. We just start yelling E. She took it.
So you walk you're walking through the woods now, and you see in the center of similar to this image that I sent earlier, this similar to this image, it's just a door sitting in the middle of the woods, and underneath the door you actually see light coming through it, but from all intents and purposes you can't see anything behind or around it, but the door is just sitting in the middle there. No people.
Well, while y'all stare at the door, I'm gonna go pee behind this tree real quick.
I think I may go just pee on the door then.
That works.
You're gonna pee on the door?
Sure.
All right. Well, everyone's taking a pee break, and you pee on the door, and then you hear behind the door rustling and giggling.
I pee harder.
You could see underneath where the light is 2 feet standing, by under, like right under the door. You see the shadow of like 2 feet.
I'm gonna knock twice on the door and say knock knock.
You knock twice on the door, and the person just says to you, "You cannot enter this room."
Why not?
Guy just gotta
Knock
kill the
again.
joke.
I was gonna, I'm gonna knock again and say knock knock again.
You cannot enter this room.
I mean, it's
I'm
more
gonna
of a
knock again.
more of a door than a room, but you know,
You cannot enter this room.
I'm gonna
You
knock them.
can't, but can I?
You cannot enter this room.
All right, I tried.
Can I put the rope under the door?
Yeah. You put the rope under the door. Nothing happens though.
Send in Rat Damon.
Send in Rat Damon for the live chat.
Check.
You try to put Rat Damon under the door, but it's a little too big for the rat to fit under.
And it's just a door,
Just a door.
nothing else around it.
Around it you have your normal like vegetation. You have like the shining yellow flowers. You have red caps, the trees, moss, and then every time you knock on the door, a voice on the other side just says, "You cannot enter this room."
And I walk around the door to the opposite side and knock on the opposite side.
Yep. You walk around the door to the opposite side, and you actually see the other end of your rope. And when you knock, same thing, same answer. You cannot enter this room.
Can I back up towards the door? I'm not entering. I'm exiting.
Sitting in
You back up towards the door, but the door is closed. You can't get in.
slam into it.
Does it have a door handle?
Does
I use my butt cheeks to open it up.
the door is locked, and the person says, "You cannot enter this room."
Interesting. I'm pretty sure I have a crowbar.
Is the door made of wood?
Yeah.
Don't.
From what you can tell.
As Luco raises his hand, we slowly lower him.
Does Lily know anything about this?
Wait, I'm sorry. Say again. I missed it.
Does Lily know anything about this?
Lily looks and says, "I mean, what kind of room can't you enter?"
Hmm.
AKA the heck.
What room can you not enter?
And bathroom? I don't know.
Do y'all have bathrooms in here?
I mean, you guys just peed on the door, so maybe I don't know. It sounded like it made sense.
Anything's a bathroom if you make it.
You cannot enter this room.
You may not enter this room.
The hag laughs. You hear from behind the door.
I knew it.
It's getting harder, isn't it? You thought it would be an easy walk through the woods, a nice stroll. The longer you take, the more I will take.
The longer we
cannot
take, the more
enter this
Luca's about to
room.
burn out in this forest.
How's the market looking good for you, hag?
You cannot enter this
Tick
room.
tock, tick tock.
You may not enter this room.
What else is a room? It's not a physical room. There has to be something like mental.
A mental room.
Like the mind.
Where's locked?
The hag laughs. It's okay to give up. You won't be dead. You'll live in this forest forever.
I say what?
What?
Ah!
enter.
I'm gonna knock on the door again.
You cannot enter this room.
Worth
There's not
checking.
something physical.
Say it one more time.
Go ahead, Sonia.
Oh, I didn't say anything.
I said it wasn't. It's not anything physical.
Lily says, "Why do you think that?"
Well, anytime we knock on the door, they're saying you cannot enter this room, or you cannot enter. Talking about the room.
Well, how do we
True.
know there's actually a room on the other side of the door?
We don't.
You don't, but it's Is
She looks
it-
at you guys. Well, think about it in another sense too. Maybe, look at me, and she's like gestures herself. I'm only a few feet tall, and then look at you. And she points across. Maybe it's a room that you can't enter because you're too big. Like this is a magical forest. There's gnomes. Gnomes are so tiny. Maybe it's something like that.
room
Lily,
you
would you like to try to enter the room? Knock on it? No.
Yeah, sure. She knocks on it.
Room?
You cannot enter this room.
I can't enter this door.
You must be this high to enter the door.
This tall.
Hmm. Only suggestion is outside, but that's not a room. Enter this room.
Imagination.
Imagination.
I knock on the
Room
door.
of
I knock on the door and say, "Come in."
You cannot enter this room.
But I want you to enter through the door.
Well, you can't enter this one.
Knock on it, say it before.
No, you can't enter this room.
Um, not entered.
Maybe it's the door to the hag's house.
Mm,
Maybe there's clues in the surroundings, like the gnome.
I guess we'll take a look around and see.
Yeah. So when you look around, you see more of the green trees are covered in that they're covered in moss, but the moss isn't purple anymore because this area is more like light green and yellow. So you have the dark green trees with the light green moss, yellow flowers. You get some red caps and then just regular grass on the ground and some moss growing around as well. Everything is almost all the vegetation's green and yellow.
Yeah. Is the door like picture perfect, or is it like covered in moss?
It's covered in the yellow moss.
What is this room? What is it?
What is a room?
Exactly. What's the definition of a room?
Is the hallway a room? It's like it connects rooms.
I.
Like it
Why is Gamora? Oh, what a good scene.
Um, living room? I don't.
What do you say?
The living room? Is that something you can't enter?
Is that your guys' final answer?
I do not know. It's just a
The
random
living
guess.
room?
Yes.
Mm.
I think we're focusing on it being a physical room, but I think it's a metaphorical room.
I still think it has something to do with the mind,
I don't know what we
like a
describe
conscience.
though. It's not really a room though. We don't describe
Yeah.
anything like that.
I guess I said outside before, but I don't know if that's a room. Because you don't enter outside, you can go outside.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What do you guys think the answer is?
Uh, cannot enter this room.
Why is Gamora? God damn, that was a good one.
It is just this door.
Oh yeah, you get the door, the trees, the moss, and the red caps, and that's it.
I don't know.
You can't. I'm the big. Oh wait, that's the last one. Fuck.
The more you take.
Can we answer the last one a second time?
I like that one more.
I told you that one was easy. It only gets harder.
Shit, hag.
Eat shit, egg.
Into this room.
Lily expresses to you guys, "Hey, we have to hurry though, because the longer we spend here, the more power she's gonna get over us, and if we take too long, she will just take our soul."
We're
Well,
trying,
wherever
Lily.
you're
You're not giving
gonna
us. I'm sorry, you're not giving us any hints.
She'll take you first, so at least we'll know we're getting closer.
Lily says to you guys, "Well, I know the answer because I'm also the DM, but I can't say it."
I know how to get that answer. Damn it. GM power wins again.
Let's see, can I enter this room?
Sleight of hand.
Steals the answer out of your brain.
You stole the room. You cannot enter this room. What room can you not enter? A room without a door.
There you go.
That's not wrong. You can't enter a room without a door.
If we're going for technicality here.
I mean, what specifies entering?
Yes.
Does a doorway specify entering?
Okay, the kitchen, living room, driveway.
Is there a room name related to death, life? Waiting?
The waiting room.
You can't enter the waiting room. You are in the waiting room, which is kind of
You
what
are
we're
the
doing.
waiting room.
Is it here?
This is a hard one.
Yeah, it is.
Yes. Room you cannot enter.
I went through some of these because the answer isn't right on the top when I was reading these riddles. I was trying to figure them out. This was a hard one.
Soul room?
The sunroom. Not anybody can just walk into the sun.
Fuck you, vampires.
Room you cannot enter.
Yeah, a room. You cannot enter this room.
Cannot enter this room. Cannot enter this room.
Hopefully Brandon will get this.
Yes.
What is happening?
I don't know.
Moose.
What is the moose doing?
You'd have to see Invader Zim to understand that.
And I call upon the gods and get a lifeline.
So you do have that power.
The lifeline
like to
being my
ask the
wife in the other
audience.
room.
Can we phone a friend?
No, there's no friends
Okay.
here. It's okay if you get it wrong. You don't die. If
Says
you
the
get
hag.
if you get too many wrong,
Or
if
the
you get too
heck?
many wrong, you will lose. But one wrong, you don't lose from one.
Well, what were our first guesses? Was it the mind?
That's the only good guess I have. Like your conscience or something.
I'm gonna guess the mind.
Is that your final answer?
That's my first answer.
So
That's the only answer.
you're going with the mind?
Other
Mhm.
than a room with a moose.
She says, the hag laughs. Oh no, so sad to be wrong. And then you see all around you the red caps start doing this.
Ew.
Yeah.
The
Forest
answer,
is getting excited.
the answer, you cannot enter this room. You cannot enter the mushroom.
What?
The mushroom. Okay.
When I
That doesn't
read
make any
this riddle, I read this riddle. I was like, that is impossible. But that's probably the hardest one. So you got that one wrong. Sorry, guys.
That's
only have
okay.
you have a couple left.
So if the mushrooms are growing,
Now you might be able to enter them.
What?
Dude, that riddle is so unfair. But
wait, what?
what do you mean? What?
Did we get the answer?
No.
No, the answer is mushroom. You can't enter a mushroom.
Ah,
Says
motherfucker.
who? Have you guys not Smurfs? They
Very
live in mushrooms with doors.
That was the only hint that you guys had was everything is green and yellow except for the red caps.
Mm,
Those are
Everything else is
mushrooms.
green and yellow.
mushrooms.
Mushrooms
I
are red
even-
caps. Yeah.
I made a comment about zygamites too.
What's a zygomite? I don't know what that means.
Zygomite is a mushroom character or like mushroom monster in RuneScape.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's a pretty good guess then. You're close.
Do you not see this? Do you see those houses back there?
All right. Hey, good try. Good hustle out there. That one was a unfair one. The hag was kind of upset.
I
That was
see.
a pretty good one.
All right. So the next you guys walk forward, the door opens and you actually are able to walk through it and it leads you to the next area. Where you find a little spirit sitting very very cutely on this little log with all these little flowers growing. And it's the forest is quiet. The spirit just looks at you. And it gestures into the ground to point. It was pointing down so you can look down to the ground. And on the ground you see writing appear. I have to find the riddle again. 1 second.
Are there multiple spirits around here?
Nope. There's just one little spirit sitting on there. And it's pointing down to the ground for you guys to read. Hold on. Here it is. And on the ground it says this. And it's glowing in the same like glow that the spirit has, like a white glow.
Name me, and so you shall break me. And he's pointing at the ground.
Yep, it's written on the ground there. It says, "Name me, and so you shall break me." You
What's
read
the
that.
ground made out of?
The ground is more of the moss. It's like a dark green moss. The only thing that's illuminated is a little spirit, the writing, and then the couple of little flowers are next to him. And that's it. He doesn't speak to you guys. He just on the ground says, "Name me, and so you shall break me."
Is it dirt?
Eat dirt.
Is that your final answer?
No.
Soda's like, please God, no. Name me, and so you shall break me. Dirt.
John Dutch.
Maybe so you shall
Lily looks at you guys and says, I mean, this has to be a hint too. Everything's had a hint so far.
The pointing or the writing?
The writing. I think the writing must be a hint.
Name me, so ye shall break me.
And if he's not speaking, then
Silence.
name me. So
As soon as you say silence, you hear all the cicadas and crickets start chirping. And the spirit claps its hands, which immediately stops and gives you a dead stare. And Hag says, "Nice. That one was tricky. Maybe I made it a little too obvious with the hint, though. The next one will be much less enjoyable."
great. Can I punt the spirit?
Is it mushroom?
mushroom.
Goddamn Internet Explorer.
All right, so you walk down the path and you actually end up back at the entrance of the forest, but you can't see out to the plains. So that picture in roll d20, roll
Gotcha.
20 is where you're at now. You see the stream again and the entrance to the path, and standing at the entrance is a fairy, but it has no wings. The wings have been ripped off. And he looks at you. Hold on, let me find the right riddle. And he looks at you, Cross, and goes, "Your mother is an orc. Your father's a dwarf. What are you?"
That sounds like an insult.
Get wrecked.
Charges him now.
What'd you say about my mother?
Shit. Cross is very sensitive about his mother. If your mother is an orc and your father is a dwarf, a dork.
A dwarf.
Is that your final answer?
No.
Okay.
I asked Lily, is this her husband?
She says no. It's one of the fairies that's been lost long ago.
It's a damn shame.
Your mother is an orc. Your father is a dwarf. What are you?
Halfling's not the answer. Your mother is an orc. Your father is a dwarf. What does that make you?
Not a dwarf.
Some word play or something. I don't know.
Your mother is an orc. Your father is a dwarf. What are you? Triggered. That's literally me right now. My mother was a human.
She was not an orc.
I mean, technically, that makes you half orc, and that can't be wrong.
True.
You guys got an answer?
We investigate the surroundings.
Yep, it's just that entrance that you saw before. The purple and purple flowers and the stream that glows. There's no from what you can tell, And I'll let you know there's no actual hints here. It's
Okay.
just your mother's an orc, your father's a dwarf. What are you?
Your mother is an orc. Your father is a dwarf.
What would that
I feel
make
like
you?
this is something you have to understand, like lore of. Like a dwarf can't actually sire children or something.
A brave man, I'll tell you that.
Makes you a Smurf.
Maybe.
Like the shitty version of a Smurf. A Snorf.
Your mother is an orc. Your father is a dwarf. That means I'm adopted.
It doesn't sound bad.
You say adopted because it's still like this, like a lore thing, right? Or no?
I don't know.
Adopted.
I don't know much D&D lore.
Half orc, half dwarf.
I still like the answer of dork.
I kind of do too.
Same. It's part of the strip insult.
Is that your final answer?
Sure.
Go with that.
You got it. The
Oh.
answer's dork.
Great.
It seems so obvious.
It's so obvious.
Too obvious.
All right. The hag looks at you and says, well, I'm sorry, not the hag. The hag speaks through the wingless fairy and says, "Well, you may be past my trials, but it's too late for those children. You'll have to get these next two in a row to save them."
My goodness, this thing likes playing games.
I'd like to play a game.
Again.
So, without hesitation, the next clue. If you get these two right, you'll be able to save the children from her grasp. And if you both win at the same time, if you're unable to, the children are going to be stuck in the forest forever. No pressure. So this one is: time existed before me, but history can only begin after my creation.
What?
This one sounds like infinity.
Lily looks at you guys and says, "This sounds very, very literal."
Time existed before me, but history can only begin after my creation.
So whatever we're talking about, time preceded it. But for history to exist, something had to be created. What is that?
Hmm.
Time existed before me, but history can only begin after my creation. The mind would also, I feel like, work.
Words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Books. Writing.
Well, you can have history before books.
Yeah.
Because it'd be spoken. But it has to be spoken to one another to pass down, or else you can't really record anything. Right, Hoppy? Yeah.
That's it.
Kind of like words.
But if we get this one wrong, the kids are fucked.
Nah, whatever. I mean, we already robbed them.
We didn't rob them. The
You
forest
put
robbed
shoes
them.
in there. Oh yeah, you did eat their bread and mushrooms and lint.
Lint.
Take your shoes.
I did not eat the bread, actually. That is still in my inventory.
Save that
just,
for
just
later.
the lint.
Somebody's keeping track. One bread.
Time is just before me. Yeah. And what did Lily say about this one?
It sounds like it's very literal. Time existed before me, but history can only began after my creation. So what was created that that would make uh, history begin.
Calendar?
Ooh.
What are you crying at, Kitty?
I actually really like calendar. That one makes a lot of sense.
Calendar is that is that your guys' final answer?
You really need a
Hugo, say it.
calendar, though.
I don't know.
But how would you keep track of history without knowing the months and days?
I mean, you don't really have to. You just have to write it down. So any form of writing.
Listed before me. What's the definition of history?
Although, I mean, you don't really have to.
Yeah, stories.
Stories. Yeah. Because it doesn't have to be written down either.
True.
It can just be told from one person to another. So, communication.
The definition of history is a chronological record of significant events, such as those affecting a nation or institution, often including an explanation of their causes.
Gotcha.
So a chronological record.
Which I guess doesn't have to be words, but stories. You know, like tales.
The answers make sense, but I don't know which one.
Chronological record of significant events. Time existed before me, but a chronological record of significant events can only begin after my creation.
Doesn't flow off the tongue as well.
Yeah. Just in the 8th grade English to your advantage.
I mean, communication or stories. Stories kind of makes sense because story has to be chronological. It doesn't have to be written. It could be verbal as well.
The thing about it is history, though.
Lily says, so history is a chronological record of significant events. What do you need to be able to keep a record of something?
A good old number 2 pencil.
The concept of time.
Language.
Ooh.
You can do stories without language. Right pictures.
Well, sign language.
True.
Pictures.
But technically, wouldn't it be a language even if it's like written like in like shapes and shit?
Yeah, it's
So
Egyptian
some form of-
hieroglyphs.
Or that, or I mean, dialect, I guess, but
I kind of like language.
What do you need before history can begin? People? I don't know.
Life.
No,
Time
that's
exists before me, but history can only begin after my
Well,
creation.
history can exist without people, hence the dinosaurs.
not history
It's
though.
also saying after my creation.
Yeah. Time existed before me.
but history can only begin. So this is the beginning of history. What was before it then?
Nothing.
What came first, history or the egg?
History or the egg?
History only began.
Those are the clues I'll give you. What was before history? And then what was created to make history be created?
I'm leaning towards life.
Yeah, life can work. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm still on the language train, maybe.
Or I mean, even just communication, because it's kind of over encompassing for writing and speech. And
Which I think that would be
and
close
then
enough, right?
Can we
Language
sacrifice
communication.
children with each guest? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Do we really care?
We don't.
I mean, it's up to Lily. And she really cares about kids.
they die, they die.
I mean, she is the one looking for him.
Lily
Sounds
says
like
she cares.
her problem.
How much is your love over?
I like how we basically deflected all like negligence of us doing anything.
It's all her fault. It's her fault we're stupid.
Time existed before me.
Alrighty. Everybody put in a guess, and then we can either RNG it or we can do something to select which one.
Can we all shout our answers at the same time and then hope for the best?
I mean, they all sound plausible. I mean, I say life too.
So we can do a D4 and then pick whichever one it rolls on. Starting, I'll be 1, Severo's 2, Luco's 3, and then Sonia's 4.
I mean, if you
You
go
only have 3
last.
votes up there, though.
What do you think, Sonia?
This is hard
It is.
with everything.
But all we're gonna lose are 3 kids, so.
True, true.
You don't know. Maybe it's just one. One of the 3. That's still like 66%.
I think they all die.
Yeah.
I don't think that we got to like sacrifice one with each answer.
Can
I was
we
just
choose which
hopeful.
one?
It
While
could
we're
be
waiting,
life.
which kid would we sacrifice if we had to choose one to sacrifice first?
Always the fairy, for sure.
The fairy.
The fairy, a gnome, and a satire.
She
want the
didn't have any
wings.
shoes to put on the satire's hand, so yeah, I'm gonna go with the fairy as well.
Yeah, but she has wings that I can attach to my rat.
Ooh, what if we take
Ooh.
her wings and give it to the other fairy's wings? The other fairy that's missing their wings.
Just sew 'em up.
Date.
Okay. Joe, will you please roll a d4?
Yeah. Points discreetly at the cripple.
Yeah, that was earlier.
Communication.
That was the fairy that had no wings.
Can you be a little more specific on communication?
We're going with language then. It's got to be that close, right?
It's something like that. I just
Yeah, I just need a little more specification on it because that is pretty close. But it can go either way depending on what you mean.
Artemis, did you fart?
Meow.
Damn it, Artemis.
we could go with language because I mean it's pretty much the same thing. It just without
Yeah.
because
I'll
you
go
can
with
still
language.
communicate without speaking, like just
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
or we
sign
could go-
language is not without speaking, and then pictures. I don't know.
I think
Kind of
I think language.
Sort of a language.
I think language
Yeah,
is good because
let's go with
language needs rules.
I'm gonna give you guys language because it's the answer says is writing
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought so.
because
It's just,
history is defined as a written account of people and events of the past.
Gotcha.
Because prehistory is anything that was happened before things were chronologically kept track of.
I thought I was writing, but I didn't know how
But
to.
without language, you can't write.
Yeah.
That's even before that. So that's why I'm saying I'll give you that.
Thank you, RNGesus.
I wasn't gonna accept life dates. Communication is pretty close, and language
Yeah.
is pretty good because without it, you don't have any writing. So this is